Who knows what a martyr is? There are only a few of us. We can talk more comfortably. Who knows? Seraphim. Someone who dies for their faith. Is that what you were going to say? Okay. Okay. That is what we mean in the church. But what does the word martis mean? Tisimeni. Martis. It means witness. Did you know that? Yeah. So, if it means witness, and it also means somebody who died for their faith, then we have something to think about. Because I can go out there, I can go into the street corner, down to City Hall, or down into downtown Detroit, and say, I am bearing witness of Jesus Christ. Does this make me a martyr? Why? Because I didn't die? Or maybe we can say, because words are cheap. It's easy to go somewhere and say, I bear witness to Jesus Christ. It's much harder for us to live in this way. So when we talk about the great martyrs, Demetrios, Georgios, Theophori, all of these are the great martyrs. We have Demetrios here, we have Georgios here, we have Mercurius here. Nobody ever talks about Mercurius. We have Minas, and we have the two Theodori. There are other great martyrs, but these are the big names. We have them in our church. And yes, they were all martyrs. They were all soldiers, as it happens. And they all died. So we call them both witnesses and saints. Why is the faith something that you have to die for, though? What do we think? If it's easy to say, I am bearing witness to Jesus Christ, and it's hard to actually do, so that we generally don't call someone a witness unless they have died, then apparently this is not just a matter of opening our mouth and talking. We have to do things. We have to prove somehow that we really mean it. So, standing firm and faithful in the face of death, that's the standard that we set. This is what it means to be faithful. This is what it means to be dedicated, to love God. In this way we bear witness of Him. Right? But that still doesn't answer. What does it mean for us then to be witnesses? Or perhaps we should simply say, what does it mean to be Christians? Right? It's fairly easy to come into the church and say the right things. Once you take some time, you can learn how to do the right things, to make the sign of the cross at the right time, to make metanias in the right way, to raise your hand at the right time if we do that, to put our hands down, to stand up, to sit down, to look straight ahead. We know how to do this. And for the papa, or for the altar boys, we can even put on extra clothes so that we, in our appearance, bear witness to Christ. Does this make us Christians? All of these things that we do outside, the words we say, the gestures we make, the actions of our body, and the clothes that we wear, they signify something else. What needs to change for us to be faithful witnesses of the Lord. Our heart needs to change. Our mind and our heart needs to change. Our lives need to change. This is the part that we don't like so much. We like to have the pictures of the great martyrs on the walls. We like to give their names to our children. Right, Dimitri? Good name. Great name. Great example. Except then, for us who are parents, it becomes difficult because we think, yes, I want my son to grow up and be strong and faithful and pious like Demetrios. I want him to go and even to die. No, I don't want that. I don't want my children to die. We don't want that. And yet, we make the martyrs our example. This is the problem that we face. We love the martyrs. We love St. George and St. Demetrios. We love to make them examples. We love to sing about them. We love to celebrate them. We love to imitate them until we think what that imitation might mean. But St. George and St. Demetrios, they did not bear witness of nothing and no one. They did not give their lives for no good reason. And if we reflect again, if we hit as parents that brick wall of no, I don't want that for my children, and can think instead, God grant that my children understand what is truly important. God grant that they hold fast to what is true, so that if it ever comes to a choice between what is true and good and right and beautiful, and death, they will choose what is good, even at the cost of death. We want this for our children. We want their lives to matter, to be whole and right and blessed. And when we commemorate the great martyrs, when we remember the saints, we must recall this as well. That Christ is true and his gospel is good, and that his gospel calls us to change. And that some things are going to have to be broken in our lives if we're going to change. Maybe not just the paper. Right? Bravo, sir. So, let us remember that it is not only a great feast of the church that we celebrate. The martyrs are a challenge to us. They are a reminder to us of what Christ calls us to, that to bear witness to him, we have to change in our heart, in our mind, in our actions, and that change will cost. We don't know what. Maybe our lives, to the point where we have to die. Certainly our lives, to the point that we need to live differently. Through the intercessions of St. Demetrios, of St. George, and of all the saints, may we understand this call, may we walk this path in the joy and the peace of the Lord. Please stand, we'll continue the Divine Liturgy.